process finally coming to this point?
Yeah, no, it's pretty surreal. I mean, these are kind of what you dream of as a kid, especially, me and my siblings always talked about, being at the combine and, running the 40 and doing all this and interviews. So yeah, it's just pretty surreal being here in this moment.
And what would you say are some of your strongest attributes? I know people have talked about your punch, but can you just kind of break down what you think?
Yeah, I think, some of my strongest attributes, I think I'm a pretty good pass protector. I think that's kind of what I hang my hat on. And I also think off the field, my maturity and the way I recover, the way I get ready for games is also something that has led to my success.
In your hands in particular, is there something like, is it balance, is it technique?
A lot of it's precision. We practice that a lot at Northwestern with Coach Bill Boyle. And yeah, I think, over the past 2 years, that's been one of the main things that I've improved upon.
Caleb, you're a very aggressive pass setter. You get out on the edge and you're angle setting, you're jump setting guys. Has that always been your plan of attack out there, or how did you kind of build up that ability in pass protection?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's confidence. It's tough if you don't have confidence to jump a guy. But I think as, I grew in my college career, I gained more confidence. And I trust my athletic ability. Sometimes you jump and you get put in bad positions. That's going to happen. But I'm confident that I can recover.
Have you talked to the Bears at all?
Yes, I had an informal with the Bears yesterday.
How did that go? What did they ask you?
It was good. It was informal, so a lot of it was just, my background, basic information about my family, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I have not yet.
Yeah, being in the Chicago market, what do you think of the Bears' season?
Oh, no, I thought it was great. At Northwestern, I got 2 roommates with me, both, born right in the Chicago area and raised there. So, outside of, other games, a lot of Bears games were played in my apartment.
Who's the toughest guy you saw in practice every day?
Overall in practice, I think, 2 guys really come to mind. The first one is Anto Saka. He's, extremely athletic, extremely powerful, extremely fast. And I also think Michael Kilbane is another, now he's an older guy. He was a younger guy when he came in. But no, Kilbane's, speed and, he's a huge guy, really gives him an advantage.
Caleb, you grew up in the metro area.
Yeah, I'm from Livonia, Michigan, so I'm, kind of like 15 minutes outside of Detroit. And me and my girlfriend talk all the time. We love going to the movies, and there's at the mall, the Laurel Park Mall in Livonia, there's a place called Phoenix Theaters. And we've been to multiple theaters, but, by far, that's our favorite place.
Caleb, have you met with the Chiefs at all?
I have not met with the Chiefs, no.
What about the Cardinals?
I have not met with the Cardinals at all.
You talked about Anto. What is Texas A&M getting in him?
I mean, they're going to get, he's a dog. He's amazing the way he, carries himself, the way he is in the weight room. They're going to get a mature guy that, he loves competing.
He's a guy that was a pass rusher only kind of early on in his career, rotational player. Where did you see him develop most over the last couple of years?
I think one of the main things that he's developed was so much off the field. I think his maturity and his work ethic. I think it's greatly improved over the past couple of years. And I think that's really allowed him to step up his game.
What would you say is the biggest feedback you're getting from teams this week?
A lot of the feedback I've gotten is just, talking about pass sets. Like a lot of the stuff that we watched during those formal interviews are just pass sets and kind of talking about, the techniques I use, how can I improve there, stuff like that.
Is there anything that you thought like you were like at a high level at that maybe then after going through some of the evaluators like, oh, I need to take it to this next?
I wouldn't say there's anything specific. I think just overall, NFL is a different strength, a different speed. So obviously, every area can improve.
Have teams talked to you about moving from left tackle, or you firm left tackle? Anything on the right side, maybe inside a guard?
No, I'm comfortable playing everything. I had a couple starts at right tackle. Obviously, mainly was a left tackle in college. But no, I feel extremely comfortable at any position in the
Have
line.
teams talked to you about potentially moving?
There was a conversation with the team yesterday. I just brought up if I had thought about it, and obviously I said I'm comfortable and I'm open to anything.
What would you say was your favorite run call at Northwestern? The call where you get in the huddle and you get excited for it?
Yeah, I love duo. I think duo is the greatest football play. You get 2 vertical double teams. Usually it's like a short yardage play. Like those are the best plays right there. I think you just get to be super physical.
Awesome, thank you.